Every grocery store looks like this. Everything is either on the floor. Look at this. Can't even get no fucking food for my kids, G. Look at this. Came in the store to try to buy something because I'm not a thief. Look at this. In my hood, can't even get no food for my kids. Babies need milk. Can't even get nothing for my kids, bro. I feel like an animal, and black people made me feel like an animal. Y'all did this to us.
You know, it don't have to be Jake, it don't have to be them, you know. Because, you know, there's information came out some time ago that you have people, white people, so-called white people, putting on, you know, so-called black-looking masks, like, you know, pretending to be, you know, Negroes, going around trashing stores. That kind of information came out. So it could be Jake doing this, but then it could not. You know, either way, the time is coming when these people are going to have to fight for food. You understand me? I say? That time is coming up very shortly.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at the store. Look at this. But this is what we're fighting for. This is honoring George Floyd. People who already couldn't feed their kids, now they really can't feed their kids. Look.
Well, you're gonna have to fight for it. You know, that's what it's coming down to. And you see that? Woman, your vulnerability is proven yet again. Because she's crying. You know? And nothing really started. The family not even reach it. But yeah, let's want to start the lesson by giving our praises and our glory to our power. Allahayanawa Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who the word called God, Yahuwah, Jehovah, all of them nonsense. The true name of the Heavenly Father in the pure Hebrew tongue is Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai, Bahashem in the name Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is the true name of the Messiah, who the word called Yeshua, Jesus, whatever. The correct name in the pure Hebrew tongue is Yahweh Shai. Baha Rakakwadash, in the Holy Spirit. Right? That's who we serve. Tawara Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, for giving me the Spirit to do these lessons. To the men of Great Millstone pushing the gospel, headstrong, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Shalom. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone, and to the sincere Akwat who follow along in this truth and believe wholeheartedly, along with the other brothers who hear and believe this gospel. Shalom. Yeah, man, and as we saw in the video, we see the woman here lamenting about the looting. You know, and it's gonna get worse. You know, when the famine really come, when the famine really reach America, right, which we know by default countries that depend on America will be affected. You know, for example, this piece of rock here, that so-called Jamaica, where I'm living, 90% of the goods here is imported from America, even if it comes from China. That's something to note. And it could be pretty much the same for the other Caribbean islands. You know, but we know Jamaica do a lot of importing. So if America goes down, so does this country. Right? And this is no joke. She's crying and nothing really started. See, we're coming into the times right now when all pride is going to be humbled. You know? All pride. Everybody right across the board will be humbled. You understand? First precept I want to bring out, because this woman crying, you know, and the full effect of the full swing of the food shortage is not even here yet, right? That's just looting. Isaiah 32 can start with verse 9, and it says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease," yeah, living very comfortable. You know, the spirit of Babylon have these women, particularly these women in the West. You know, I'm not saying that we don't have, you know, we don't have disgusting, rebellious, reprobate women in the East, you know, but they are mostly in the West because of that Babylonian wine and that liberty. You understand? Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice. Hear my voice. Ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech, which they don't do, which they will not do. Right? These women prefer to turn their nose up and frown at the prophets, roll their eyes, you know, say mockful words. These guys don't have no jobs, you know. These men are idle. These men don't have anything to do, you know. Go home, go get some crutches. All of these things that they said to the prophets when they walk past on the streets. You see? Hear my voice. That's what the Most High is saying. Through the prophets, which these women they don't want to have anything to do with the voice of the prophets. Which the prophets represent the Heavenly Father. So when you see the prophets out there prophesying, that's Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai speaking through his men. Right? And these women don't want to give ear to that. You understand? Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Right? If I had the internet, I'd look up the word vintage in the blue letter, but you can just use a dictionary and see what it says. Let's see what comes up. Vintage. Okay, and it says there. This one is beautiful. Definition number 4. The year or place in which something is produced. Right? So the year, the time of produce, and the failure, the place where it is produced, is going to fail, like the supermarkets. You understand? The vintage failing. Many stores across the US. You know what I mean? They're gonna have looting, and the time is gonna come when you're gonna have the truckers not being able to to deliver goods. All of that is coming. You understand? Vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Right? When hell break loose in America, courtesy of the East versus West war that we see brewing, it's gonna mess up shipping goods into the country, right? And oil prices are going to increase, which is going to halt truck deliveries, right? And the main one, we have the EMP attacks that will knock out America's power grid. That's possible as well. You know what I mean? These happenings will put especially women in distress, especially them, right? So we can see the conditions setting up that is going to bring misery upon these people, particularly women, because women are feminine, right? Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. Sackcloth represents mourning. Back in the ancient world, when you go whenever Israel went into a state of mourning, they would wear sackcloth. You understand? They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. You see how this is coming, right? They will lament. See? Look at the meaning of the word lament. Lament, and it says there, an expression of grief, suffering, sadness, or regret. You see that? That's going to be the state of these women, especially, when all of this come upon the earth, upon America, and to other countries. And we know that when a nation collapses, and whenever a nation collapses and gets plunged into food shortage, the women and children feel it the most, right? Because you see, a child is still young and needy, right? But a woman is feminine. You understand? A woman is feminine. See? So they're at a disadvantage. I think when you go into the root word for feminine, it means faith minus. Right? They were designed that way, so they can be, so they can lean upon the masculine force, upon the masculine being. Right? The Most High don't make mistakes. Feminine. Of or pertaining to the female gender, womanly. You see that? Let's see. Having the qualities stereotypically associated with women. You see that? Nurturing. That's what women are supposed to be. Not aggressive. You see that? Not aggressive. I will know the opposite of that is going to be masculine. Right? So I'm showing you the reason why females, most of them, they're going to be through when all hell break loose. We can look at the meaning of the word masculine. You see that? It says there. Definition 4 is good. Having the qualities, stereotypically they say, associated with men. Virile, aggressive, not effeminate. This is why men stand a better chance of survival, you know, during at any point in time, right? You see that word there, viral, or viral, viral, yeah, virile. That's the word. You see that? And when you look it up, it says being manly, having characteristics associated with being male, such as strength. You see, this is, remember, this is masculine. This is the opposite of feminine. Strength, exhibiting masculine traits to an exaggerated degree, such as strength, forcefulness, or vigor, right? So all of these traits, by default, produces survival instinct. So a man can fight off another man, right? And if it's 2 or 3 of them, he can probably escape with an injury. You know, he can inflict damage and escape with damage. You know what I mean? If he's not dead. But a woman, that's her ass. Once she gets surrounded, you know what I mean? That's her ass. And when 2nd Esdras 15 chapter and the 19th verse pop off, men are going to revert back to their primal instincts, right? Hey, we could just get that preset. And because these people think a joking thing. Thank God for the hopeful elect and the truth. You know, so at least we know what is coming. 2nd Esdras 15 and 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. You know, that neighbor, male or female, which whoever, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. And we know the sword is a modern day gun, represent the modern day gun, or cutlass or anything. That is a weapon. And spoil their goods, you know, rob their houses, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Exactly. You know, so a lot of houses are going to be spoiled. You know what I mean? And if that house is a single, if that's a single parent house with a woman living in it or a woman living on her own, I don't need no man, then you know she get what they don't get. You know, she doom. She get what the chicken get, you know, roasted. You understand? Because these men are going to revert back to their primal instincts, and it's going to create the conditions for men with high sexual lust to capitalize on, right? They're going to take full advantage of this, right? Of the society, the collapse of society. Hence the word virile, you know, virile. Hence that word. Keep calling it virile, Salakia. You know, virile. See, when you read definition number 2, look what it says. Possessing high sexual drive and capacity for sexual intercourse. Right? You see that? You see that? So a lot of men are going to revert back to this, right? Because women will be vulnerable, very vulnerable, especially if it's a group of men. You know what I mean? So we don't even need to get too graphic with what's going to happen. You understand what I say? Because all of that testosterone that a man is going to have when he come on, because when society collapses, you know, a man's body will release more testosterone for him to fight or flight, right? And if he's in an environment, you know, especially a group of them, so that's more testosterone, and in raid a house and you have a woman and her daughter, or a woman by herself, them man, they're not going to take just food, right? Not food alone will not be taken. Use your imagination. And that's why the Lord's mercy will be heavily needed in those times, right? The mercy of the Lord will be needed, and these women will need to be protected. Hence, when you go back in Isaiah the 32nd chapter, right, and you go verse 2, it tell you, right? Let's read. And a man shall be as a hiding place, as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Exactly. Yahweh Shai is our rock, right? And the men, the elect men, are going to be the rock of the women that are supposed to be saved, right? They will be the rocks, you know what I mean? That place of refuge. You understand me? I say? Because the Lord is not dealing with women. Yeah, He's going to have mercy on a lot of them, right? But He's not dealing with women. He's dealing with men. You know, the tabernacle of the Lord is with men, right? And in those times, pretty looks and sexy body, you know, will not save them. Women will not be exempted from judgment because of how them look, nor will the prophet's discernment be thrown off by charm. You understand? So them have to come good. right? You can't seduce the prophets. You understand? Brothers are gonna read spirits and determine the type of woman that's gonna be around them. And if you don't have the manners, then you're gonna be rebellious. Man, because they're just gonna send you on your way, right? So, but we know more women than men will be saved, but more women will be destroyed than saved. If you get that, right? So the Lord will have mercy upon more women than men. You know, that's what the scripture says. 7 women shall take hold of 1 man. Isaiah 4:1. Right? So more women will be saved for the purpose of childbearing. You understand? For the purpose of childbearing. Right? But more will be destroyed than saved. Right? So the minority of women will be saved, you know. Talking about our people in particular, the Israelites, our people. The Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans. Wake up, you guys are the Israelites. Right? Fit the biblical curses. You understand? So more women, the minority of women will be saved, plus less men. So that shows you how small the elect number is. Very small. And when the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, humble the pride of these women, the vulnerability will be exposed. Right? Feminism will be a thing of the past. And the Wonder Woman warrior spirit, Wonder Woman warrior princess, independent shit is going to be futile in those days. You understand? So at the end of the day, the prophets don't need to run up and down behind anybody. Our job is just to declare the words of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. You know, whether people want to hear it or not, whether they receive it or not. You understand? So what if they didn't believe? We're still going to declare the words. And we know that it's going to be a long run short catch with these women. Let them run rampant with the pride for now. The Lord is going to fix their business. I see through the Spirit. Lord willing, this was edifying. All praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Shalom.